Hey everybody, and welcome back to Roll for Tail, the series inspired by Roll for Sandwich, where we let these dice decide what our next tail is going to be. Let's go. So first we're going to roll for our species, 1d20. And that is a 19 for Dutchie. Definitely not my favourite species, but you know what, we get a big tail for a high number. Next we're going to roll for our colours. We're going to roll 1d4 for our amount of colours, and that is a 3. Now let's roll 3d20s to determine our colours. And now we have a 4, an 11, and an 8. So that is black, blue, and orange. Okay, now we're going to roll for our features, which is a 4, so we're getting scales. So I did up a quick design with scales on the bottom there, and the split and the tip, and now we're just going to get started on our pattern. You can see I made one and I didn't like it enough, so I'm just doing it on the side this time. So there's our little flame tail tip and our scale underbelly thingy. So I'm going to cut that out, separate all our pieces, and now we're going to start cutting our fabrics using a long blue and 2 short furs for the orange and black, using Teddy here. The blue is a gorilla, I think, and then cutting the minky and the foam for the scales. So I'm going to start scales first by sewing down our lines to create the kind of underbelly scale texture. I use a bit of baking paper here to help my machine take it because it was really complaining. Then I start pinning it into our orange fur on the bottom and sewing that together. Then I pin the 2 orange sides together and sew that together. I'm doing a top and a bottom instead of a left and a right like I usually would, so I can have the fuzzy bit at the end be flat instead of horizontal like in the art I drew. So now we are pinning both sides together, so the black and the orange sides, and sewing them together. Just using a straight stitch on my machine and some nice industrial thread here, working all the way around. I've patterned up a quick tail base pattern. It's just literally 2 semicircles and a square. So I sew that together, ready to pin and sew into the base of the tail. Now I need to do the same with a bit of EVA foam to cut that circle out and glue it onto the bottom. This just creates a little bit more stability for our tail belt loops against the base of our backs. And I also sew a little line down into the end of the tail to make sure the stuffing doesn't go into the end, and fill the whole thing with stuffing, and then give it all a brush and a bit of a heat treat just because the fur was a bit old. And we're done! A black, blue, and orange Dutchie tail with a fluffy tip and some scale detailing. Now I will be giving this away to one of my Patreons, so if you're not a member yet, feel free to go check it out via the link tree in my bio. And yeah, thank you guys so much for joining, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Much love. Look how pretty. So soft. Oh yeah. Alright, see you guys.